Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? Well, it has been a long day today, and I am a little tired. So I don't know how long this live stream, I just did 2 live streams. I don't know how long this vlog will be, so it may be short tonight. I really haven't done a vlog that's been shorter than an hour in the last week or so, so I don't think I have. They've been close to an hour or over an hour for the last week or 2. So this may be a little bit shorter tonight. I also have a hair appointment in the morning, and I want to make sure that I get some sleep before I go in there. Because after that, I have some errands I have to run. I have to get Pee-Pee's dog food, and I want to get my oil changed, and then I have some other errands that I have to run, and then of course there's a bunch of videos that I want to make for tomorrow, and then I have my meeting tomorrow evening, so I'm a little limited on time of getting everything done tomorrow, so, but I'll get it all done. I was super productive today. I got up. It was really, really rainy today. I was supposed to do, oh shoot, where is my lip gloss? I was supposed to do the video with Josh today, and we decided that neither one of us wanted to do it because it was kind of rainy outside. We were just let's just not do it today. So I think we're gonna do it on Thursday. Tentatively Thursday. And then that was what I was going to do today for my review video. And we were going to review a certain kind of Frappuccino and then just kind of talk and stuff. But instead, I went and I got my coffee. I have just a little bit left in here. And then I went and I reviewed mac and cheese and coleslaw and this pumpkin cheese pie, pumpkin cream cheese pie from Popeye's Chicken. I was not impressed with it at all. Not at all. It was not one of my favorite. Oh, that's the other thing that I want to do tomorrow is I kind of like to go to Bath and Body Works and get candles and do a candle haul tomorrow on my review channel. But we'll see if I have time to do that. But yeah, and then I did that. And then where did I had somewhere else I had to go. I can't remember where else I went. I went to the post office. I have a bunch of stuff that people have sent me, you guys, and it's all sitting on my kitchen counter, and I haven't had a chance to vlog from home yet. I mean, it's literally our entire kitchen counter is filled with it. So I need to go through that and vlog that. It won't happen tomorrow, so it'll probably happen Wednesday. I just don't have time to do it tomorrow. So I will, unless I am at home and I'm uploading stuff and I have a half an hour to do it, I will do it tomorrow. But otherwise, it'll probably be Wednesday that I show that stuff because I want to show everything that people sent me because people sent me some really nice stuff. And I also got some really personal letters and all kinds of stuff. One person, I don't want to talk about it too much until I'm not going to show the letter because the letter is really personal, but it was this really long typed letter with pictures and everything. It was really sweet. It was very nice. I love when people share their stories with me and their lives and stuff. I just have a really hard time getting back to everybody. That's one of the reasons why I do show the stuff that people send on my vlogs, because I want people to know how much I appreciate it. Also, back in the day when I watched Shep 689, which was Will and RJ, which they were the original vloggers that I watched. They would once every 2 weeks or 3 weeks, once a month or something, they would go to the post office and they would get all their post office stuff, and then they would show it in one video, and they would just, you know, open all of their PO stuff and show all of it. So anyway, Yeah. So I did that, and then talked on the phone a bunch, listened to my audiobook. You guys, The Chain is so fantastic. I mean, it is such an incredible audiobook. It is such an incredible book, period. It is, like, hands down, probably the best thriller I've ever read in my life. And I have less than 2 hours left of it, and I really want to get it done. I'm tired tonight, though. I don't think that I'm going to finish it tonight. I would love to finish it tonight, but I just don't think that I can stay up that late. I'm tired. By the time I get done vlogging and stuff, I'll be like ready to crash. But I'm thinking about, like, going up one way on the interstate and then coming back and listening to it on the way back, because then I'll have to, you know, on the way back I can listen to it. But it is so good. It is so, so, so good. So I was listening to that today, and then I came home, and then I made a video for my Peter Mon channel. And then I went to Macy's, because I had to return this stuff that I got for the parties this weekend that I didn't end up wearing. I got in, like, this turtleneck and this hoodie, and what else did I get? Turtleneck and a hoodie. I can't remember what else. No. Yeah, turtleneck and a hoodie and a black pair of jeans. It was all black. And then I didn't end up wearing any of it. So I was like, I took it back. And that stuff had come to like $100. So I went in, and I had to go to the bathroom really bad. So I was like, okay, well, I'm here, because I have, like, you know, 20 minutes to get home. I was like, I better just go to the bathroom here in case I get stuck in traffic. So anyway, I like walked, but I was like, if I walk to the store after I return the stuff, I was like, I know I'm gonna see something I want. And sure enough, I saw a pair of socks I wanted, a hat I wanted, and then I got something else too. It's behind me right now, but I don't want to show it because I think I'm gonna do like an overall haul tomorrow. So I'll just show it in the haul. What else did I get though? Why can't I remember? Oh, and I got a pair of workout shorts, but they're not like workout shorts. I'm not gonna wear them as workout shorts. I'm gonna wear them just as like shorts around the house. They're all cute. They're Nike. And so yeah, that was that. And then what else did I do today? Filmed a Peterisms video. Got all those videos up. And then Alex, I thought Alex was coming home, and I totally forgot that he had told me earlier in the day that Sarah wasn't feeling well, so he was gonna like take over some food to her and just kind of hang out with her for a little bit. So he was, when he called me when he was getting off work, and he was going to do that. And so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do a live stream. So I was gonna do a live stream mukbang. And I thought about doing it on YouTube because I always live stream from YouNow. And so I have a YouNow subscription button, which means that like I have a contract with them to like live stream so many times. I'm supposed to do it 2 times a week. And I haven't been doing that, but this month I have. I've been doing it 2 times a week. So part of my new contract was that I went on less on YouNow, because I was like, listen, 3 to 4 times a week plus 5 videos a day is like a lot. Like, it's saturation for a lot of people. Nobody needs that much of Peter Mon. Let's just be for real, right? So now I go twice a week on there. And I love doing the live streams. It's so much fun. If you ever want to know how to find a live stream on YouNow, it's listed below in my of all my videos. It's a free app that you download on your phone, or you can get it on you can go to it on your computer. You don't have to pay. It's free. You can just, like, you know, download it, or you can even just, you know, Google it, younow.com, and it comes up. Google it. Just put in younow.com and it comes up. But so I wanted to do like a live mukbang. So I went to Yats, which is one of my favorite restaurants, because I was hungry, but I wasn't like super hungry. But I ended up eating quite a bit. And I got, they have like, it's like Cajun Creole. And I got, it was called B&B something. And it was black beans and corn. Oh, that's what it was. It was like a B&B and caramelized corn, but I couldn't tell if the corn was caramelized. And it was, they had like 3 vegetarian vegan meals there. They have like a vegan white chili that I usually do. But they were out of that. So I got this B&B, black beans and corn. It's like I think it was like an etouffee, but anyway. and then they put that on white rice, and then I got bread and extra bread. Their bread are so good. And then I got a Sierra Mist, and then I also got a piece of their pumpkin praline pie. Oh my God, it was delicious. So I wanted to live stream on YouTube because back in the day, I would sync my live streams sometimes with YouTube. But I don't remember if I've ever just live streamed from YouTube. Like, if I have, I don't remember ever doing that. Because back when I was doing YouNow, there wasn't a live streaming option on YouTube. Or if there was, I didn't know about it, but I don't think there was back in the day. So, like when I started on YouNow. So I was trying to figure it out, and I couldn't figure it out. And, yeah. And then I called Rich Lux, and he, like, helped me with it. He was... It was so funny. He was like texting me while I was like doing it. So anyway, I did a live stream on YouNow first, and I live streamed for 45 minutes on YouNow, and I did like the mukbang over there and ate all that food. And then I went right into YouTube, and I did like 45 minutes or an hour. It was like 47 minutes, I think, on YouTube. So basically, I live streamed for an hour and a half straight. And in between, like at the end, Alex came home, and he was like so tired. He was like, I'm going to bed, and I was like, okay. So when I got off the live stream, I went upstairs, and I like hung out in bed with him for like 5 minutes, but he was like already half asleep, and the dogs were like all curled up and stuff. So I was like, I'm gonna go vlog. So he was like, okay, be safe in the rain, because it's raining today. It's really rainy and wet in Indianapolis, but it's not really that cold. It's 52 degrees, but it doesn't feel cold outside. And the leaves changed today. Oh my God, it was beautiful outside. It's like over the weekend or just last night or something, and this is how it usually happens in the fall in Indiana. I mean, the Midwest is like, one day you look outside and the trees are green, and the next day you look outside. I was gonna actually try to film some of it for my vlog. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. But the next day you look outside and it's like the trees are like golden red, and it's gorgeous. And that's how it was today. And it wasn't too bad because like this morning it poured down rain. But by this afternoon, it wasn't like pouring down rain anymore. It was just kind of like this, like a light drizzle. Do you hear it? The rain is so calming, isn't it? So that was my day. I had a good day, but like, from the point that I got home and started filming videos, well, really, I mean, like, from when I left the house, I mean, I just did not stop, not one bit. And, how do I put it just on defrost? And so I've been going since, like, 1 or 2 o'clock this afternoon, and it's now 12:33. So I've been going for, like, 11 hours, like, just literally nonstop. I got this coffee, and then I made a cup of coffee in the Keurig when I was doing my live stream on YouNow. Oh, man. I kind of love days like this. I think when I downloaded The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater, I think when I finish the book, The Chain that I'm listening to now, so I didn't finish it in time for Spookathon. Spookathon ended and I didn't finish it, so I really only finished 2 books, Pumpkinheads, and, but I'm going to count this book, you know, because I finished it. Well, I read the majority of it. So I read like 2.5 books during Spookathon. That's not bad for me, you know? And I think when I get done with this, I'm going to listen to The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. And then after that, I think I'm going to listen to the Iceman Chronicles. I guess it's just the Iceman Confession, or Confessions of a Mafia Hitman. I keep on calling it the Iceman Chronicles, but I guess that's not what it's called. But anyway, I got it off of Audible yesterday. Was it yesterday or was it the day before? I got The Raven Boys, and I got like 3 books, because I had a bunch of credits. I also got the new John Grisham book, which I can't remember what it's called. But I got The Raven Boys because I wanted to listen to that or read it every year for like the last 3 years during Halloween, and I never do. And so I got that, and then I got the John Grisham book, and then I got the book for the book club this month. And when I looked at it, I texted Mel. I was like, gal, this book is 8 because she picked it, right? It's 18 hours of Audible. Which at 2 times speed is 9 hours. Like, that's a lot. Like, I would have to listen to an entire hour a day or 2 hours. I mean, I don't just listen to an audiobook for 2 hours a day. That's a lot, you know, even driving around. That's like no music, no talking on the phone or anything. So, and then that would be, it's just a lot. It's just gonna take me a long time to get that book done. So she's like, well, I told you, you better start on it early. I was like, I know, but like October is my favorite month to read. Like, I didn't want my month to be completely, you know, just like, but everybody that's reading it is absolutely loving it. So maybe I'll read it and just be like, I know as soon as I start it, I'll be like so intrigued by it, I won't even care, but. So I'm thinking about doing that, reading that next if I don't read The Raven Boys. But I really want to listen to The Raven Boys. It's 8 hours. So if I listen to it at 2 times speed, which I listen to all my books at 2 times speed, that's really only like 4 hours listening to a book. But I really, 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 really want to read that this month. I'm starting to think that like going forward, because there's like several series that I want to listen to. I want to finish the Six of Crows duology with Crooked Kingdom, which I already have on Audible. I want to finish the Lunar Chronicles, and if I like The Raven Boys, I want to read the whole series, so which I think is 4 books. And then I have to finish the Harry Potter books. So I'm thinking about starting like maybe in November. I'm really pissed, by the way, okay? I mean, not pissed at myself because this was so stupid. Like, you guys know I get so many emails, I can't keep up with them, right? Well, I have, like, you know, my Peter Likes Books email account, and then I have, like my business account, Peter Mon Business, underneath there, which is really supposed to just be for, like, when people are, you know, reaching out to me for, like, collaborations or to review stuff and things like that. Oh, I also have my review email, Peter Review Stuff email, and then I also have this one, it's just like Peter Mon is Dad, and that's like for people that just want to reach out to me, like, you know, people that watch my videos. So my Peter Likes Books, it just is a lot of just like bookish stuff that I get, and so I don't really read it often because it's typically like Simon & Schuster, and they're announcing the new books that are coming out, Penguin Teen, and they're announcing the new books that are coming out, Penguin, and they announce the new books that are coming out. You know, it's like all these publishing houses, and they're just like, they constantly send this, it's not necessarily spam, but they're like notifications for people that are in the book world, right? So I don't read all of them. Well, I had gotten, okay, so the book Let It Snow, which is co-written, it's John Green, Maureen Johnson, and Lauren Miracle, I think. It's the 3 of them. They wrote Let It Snow, and I was going to read it last year during the holidays, and I don't think I finished it. I don't think I read that. Maybe I read that last year. No, I didn't see it on there, so I didn't read it. But I wanted to read it last year because I heard that it was really good, and it's actually the only like John Green like published thing that I have not read. And they turned it into a movie. It's going to be on Netflix, and I think it comes out November 8th. Well, whoever the publisher is, like, reached out to a select number of booktubers, bookstagrammers, and book bloggers, and they have this like watch party kit thing, which is where you can watch it when it comes out that day, and then it has like a poster, and it has like giveaways that you can do for your stuff and whatever. And I didn't see the notification come up, right? Like, I didn't read that email where they were like, we have a whole package that we put together for people that are interested in watching it, whatever. And I would have totally read that book and hyped it up because I really want to read it anyway. Although it feels kind of weird reading a Christmas book during Halloween, but whatever. I would have read it like the first week of November and then been ready for it. So when they came around and they like sent the email out again, but just like saying, hey, we're excited for everybody to be watching the movie when it comes out on Netflix, blah, 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 whatever. Oh, by the way, we got an overwhelming amount of responses of people wanting this like press kit thing. So we are completely out of them at this point. We don't have any more. And I was like, damn it. Like, that would be really cool. couple years ago when, what's the book by Jojo Moyes? It came out. Like, I don't get this kind of, like, these kind of offers every once in a while. I mean, I get a lot of independent authors that reach out to me and ask me to send me their books. Like, so many that I just can't keep up with it, honestly. And then, and I have to be honest, like, when a lot of them, I'm like, this is not something that I would probably read, because a lot of it is, like, high fantasy. And I'm like, if you want to send it to me, I'll show it in, you know, a video, like a haul, but, like, in all honesty, it's not a book that I would read. I'm not saying that to be rude, but, like, it's just not something, like, and then I usually try to say, you should contact, like, Connor O'Brien reads a lot of high fantasy, so I usually recommend him. And, or somebody else, it's a booktuber that I think that they might read it, you know? But anyway, because I, like, try to help people out, you know? Like, when I was trying to get my book reviewed, it was, like, hard. Most booktubers didn't respond to me. I don't think any booktubers responded to me, honestly. Why can't I think of that one booktuber that read my book and reviewed it? Joseph Birdsong. I used to think he was so funny back in the day. I don't think he does anything on YouTube anymore. He might do some gaming or something, I don't know. I was, like, looking him up, because we're, like, friends on Facebook, I think. This was, like, a month or two ago. Like, something made me think of him, and I was like, whatever happened to Joseph Birdsong? And I was, like, looking him up, and I was like, oh my god, he's, like, settled down and has, like, a real job and stuff. He still looks exactly the same, though. He used to have a hilarious podcast. I don't know if he still has it or not, that he did with his friend. I used to listen to it back in the day. It was called The Show with Sam and Joe. But I was kind of surprised the other day when somebody said something to me about Tyler Oakley still has his podcast, Psychobabble. He does? Who's listening to that these days? Not me. I mean, Tyler Oakley's fine. I don't have any issues with him. You know, I'm sure he seems like a nice enough kind of guy. I don't really understand what kind of happened to his YouTube career, though. I went to his, like, channel. Like, Alex still, like, we follow him on Instagram and stuff. We interviewed him way back in the day. He was super, super nice. Like, he was legit, like, super professional. But, like, if you go to his channel, like, his channel is just, like, not doing well on YouTube. And I don't know if he's just, like, that's not what he's interested in doing anymore or whatever. He's kind of become an activist a little bit. Which, hey, if that's his gig, that's his gig, right? But, like, I was looking at his channel, and, like, you know, when I started watching Tyler Oakley, he was doing kind of very funny videos, and he would do videos with, like, Glozell Green. I think he did. I think that's how I found him, actually. No, I actually found him, I think I found him through Will and RJ, and, because when Will and RJ moved to California, was that how I found Tyler Oakley? I don't remember. Maybe it was through Kingsley. I honestly don't remember, but I would watch his videos, and I thought they were funny and whatever, you know. There was just something about him that he had such confidence. And then, you know, when I found out his story about how he started YouTube, and it was really just a way for him to communicate to his friends and family while he was, like, in college. And he had this video, and it was, like, him, like, talking to his Lean Cuisine boxes in the freezer. It was hilarious, right? And there was just something very real and relatable about him. But, like, over time, he started to become, it seemed to me, like, a little affected, if that makes sense. Like, he just didn't seem like he was very real anymore. It was like he had been, like, gobbled up by Hollywood and YouTube and all that kind of stuff, and thought he was maybe more important than he was. And I had watched, like, I was at the end, I didn't even realize it. I had watched Hannah Hart at that time, well, later than that, too. She's the one that did My Drunk Kitchen, and I thought she was absolutely hilarious. And he became friends with her, and, you know, like, Gracie Helbig and all that kind of stuff. I never have been a huge Gracie Helbig fan. I don't know that I could tell you one video that Gracie Helbig did. Oh, that's not true. She did one making fun of, like, the Shane Gang or something like that. I think I did a review. I think I did a drama video about that, but, like, and they were kind of friends, and, like, when he started hanging out with that whole, like, crew over there, like, he seemed to change a lot to me when I was watching his videos, and I just, at that point, I just was kind of disinterested, you know. His video content kind of changed and whatever. So I haven't watched a Tyler Oakley video, and I don't even know how long. I mean, it has been so long, until last week, or 2 weeks ago, and I went, and he did a video called Trying on Wigs While I'm High. And I was like, okay. And you know, like the thing is that Tyler Oakley has never like, I mean, you know, like he would talk about going out and having cocktails and whatever, but like, you know, he had grown up on YouTube, and he, to some degree, had kind of this like wholesome channel, so to speak, right? Now, y'all know I don't pass judgment on anybody that smokes pot, okay? Smoke your ganj, do your thing, whatever. Like, if you don't have a problem with it and it's not an addiction for you, hey, do your thing, right? It's the same thing as drinking to me. I don't have any issues with it, and y'all know I believe in the decriminalization of marijuana. But like, there aren't a lot of people that are getting high on YouTube, okay? I mean, not just like blatantly showing it, like not putting it in a video, like, here, let me show you getting high, right? Like, Jeffrey and Nathan used to even do like their strain of the week, and they don't even do that, right? Like, so YouTube doesn't really like that. And so they're not, most people aren't doing it. Do I think that there are a lot of YouTubers that smoke weed? Come on now, obviously, you know, I'm not stupid. But it's like you don't see it as prevalent, you know, anymore. So to do a whole video like that, and the video was, I don't know, it just was uncomfortable to watch. It was kind of like, what has happened to you? Like, he's high, and he's trying on these videos, and he's talking to somebody behind the camera, and maybe his boyfriend, I don't know. He finally did get a boyfriend, and this, you know, they were a real cute couple together, and he's been on The Amazing Race and stuff, and he seems nice enough, and I love his friend Corey Cole. I like him, you know. He just, I think Tyler Oakley seems like a really nice guy, but it's like he seems lost when you watch his YouTube channel. It's almost kind of like, I mean, he still gets good views, but it's like not like what he used to get. And I'm like, he's literally lost like 1 million subscribers, 1.5 million subscribers or something like that. And I'm like watching this video of him, like I'm gonna watch it from start to finish. And he goes, okay, like here we go. And he like lights up this bowl, and he's like legit smoking weed, and then he's like trying on these wigs, and it's like this box of wigs that he has, and he just goes through, it's like you're sitting at your like girlfriend's house, and she like found this box of wigs she forgot she had in a closet. It's kind of uncomfortable, honestly, to watch. I didn't really, I don't know. It wasn't my favorite Tyler Oakley video, I'll say that. I was kind of like, he's kind of lost his way a little bit. And you know, I've said for a long time, like with people that like are on YouTube for a long time, you need to grow, you need to allow your audience to grow up with you, you know, like, and I think he's 30 now, you know, like he's got to be close to 30 if he's not. He's been on YouTube for 10 years, and I think he started when he was like in college, so he would have bbeen like 18 or 19, so he's got to be late 20s, early 30s. And you know, if you follow him on his Instagram, because I do, you know, he's at music festivals constantly, and he's with his boyfriend, and he's at the gym, and they travel a lot. Like, well, why don't you show that in a video? Like, I think that would be really interesting to people that are like in your late 20s. My brother-in-law, you know, he, that's what him and his girlfriend do. Like, they graduated from college, they moved to San Diego. You know, they're like, you know, 26 almost, moved to, they're about his same age, kind of, you know, moved to California and go to music festivals, and they travel and whatever. Like, okay, that's what people his age are interested in. Why are you doing this? I don't know. It was like, it seemed very forced to me. So it's hard, like, when people ask me, like, who do you watch? Like, I don't watch the same people that I used to watch, because I either want to watch videos from somebody who, like, I think it's harder, too, like, with me, like, when I say you have to allow your audience to grow with you. Okay, well, I got on YouTube 3 years ago, so I was 44 when I got on YouTube, okay? And I'm 47 now. So let's just say if I did YouTube for the next 10 years, okay? My life is not gonna really change a whole lot in the next 10 years. Alex and I are gonna take some trips. You know, we'll probably get a place in Florida. Well, we will get a place in Florida at some point and go back and forth. I'll show that on the vlogs. You know, I'll probably review some new places on my review channel, because I'll be going different places and trying different kinds of food and different kinds of this and different hotels and whatever. But like, other than that, like, it's not a whole lot for me to show, like, you know what I mean? And except for like how I've grown and things I've learned as a person, like as a human being, like what lessons have I learned? So like, to show that, like how you've grown, right? But when you start on YouTube at like 18, or if you think about some of these people that started at like 14 or 15, right? You know, like I just was watching this video with the Dolan brothers and Shane Dawson, and it's like they didn't like they have been they're like, we're so worn out. We've been posting every day for 5 years, or every Tuesday for 5 years. And I thought to myself, I've been posting like 3 to 5 videos, and I know that they edit, like they do all this, you know, intense editing and stuff like that. But even I can't think that that kind of intense editing would take 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. Like they acted like it did. And I felt bad for them because like they're so used to this, they don't really know what to do. And they're like, we don't really have any other life outside of this. And it's like, okay. And then they were talking about like they get up and they go surfing and then they come home and then they like work on their videos and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, that's not a bad life. Like, you know, I mean, okay. I mean, I understand that you're like kind of worn out because you've been doing this for so long. And I think that's the thing. It's like, if you had a fake ID like I did, right? And you started going, I mean, I started going out when I was 18. By the time I was 21, I was burnt out going out to bars. I could care less. Like, I didn't really enjoy going out to bars anymore. It just wasn't really that exciting for me anymore. I've been doing it, you know, from 18 to 19, 19 to 3 years. Definitely by the time I got sober, I was like, and I mean, it wasn't just 3 years of maybe one night a week. It was 3 years, you know, Wednesday through Monday every week. So it was a lot. Well, I think that must be the same thing for them. You know, when you're completely consumed with that world and that you have to figure out something else that you're going to do. But what do you do when you're somebody like Tyler Oakley and your income is reliant on you not being burnt out on this? But I think that is for anybody, you know, in whatever field you're in, that there's burnout. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I loved when I was working in addictions, you know, but it's draining. It's really draining. I was talking to my friend about this that I saw at Aaron's party that I used to work with. And, you know, we were talking about all the funerals that we go to and stuff like that. And she's still, you know, actively working in the field. And, she was like, she said something, how did she say it to me? She was like, did you know at the time, like, that you were, like, kind of, like, done? And I said, no. I said, I don't think I knew till several years later. Like, I don't think I really had any idea until, like, let's say 5, 6 years later that I was, like, done. Like, I was burnt out, you know? And, it's just a hard field, you know? It's, like, because you... Like, I was so passionate about it, and then I got to the point where I was, like, almost kind of, like, you become almost kind of, like, numb or immune to it. I think it has to be similar with anybody that works in a high-intensity field, like trauma nurses or trauma doctors, I think have to be the exact same way. It's like, at some point, you have to turn it off. You have to. Emotionally and mentally, because if you don't, you're not good for yourself, and you sure as hell aren't good for anybody else, because anything will emotionally take you down, you know? And, so we were talking about that, and it's like, you know, today, I still feel like I, you know, am able to help, but it's in a completely different capacity. It's like me sharing in videos, you know, like, when I was in my YouNow stream tonight, somebody said, was it in my YouNow or when I did it on YouTube? It doesn't really matter, but it was a live stream. Somebody said, what advice would you give to somebody, you know, who's a family member or somebody struggling with addiction? And it's like, I can share my experience, right? Like, I can still do that. And so I said, you know, like, if you're a family member, you know, or a friend of somebody, I said, if you're a family member or somebody struggling with addiction, I said, make sure that the first thing I would recommend is that you get in a 12-step program for yourself, like Al-Anon or Nar-Anon, and you start taking care of yourself and looking at your part in that, and then learn to set limits and boundaries. And I said, you know, you have to remember that addicts and alcoholics are not bad people getting good. They're sick people getting well. And that's just how I feel like I can do my little piece of it today. I also heard this thing like years ago that you'll completely change your career in some facet or another. Like, it was like something like 5 to 9 times in your life, you know? And I think that's really interesting. I mean, in all reality, if you think about it that way, I've really kind of changed like 5 or 6 times already in my life, you know? It's crazy. weird. I was thinking about this the other day. It's like, working in a residential treatment program was such a, it had such a profound effect on my life. And the people that I worked with, that experience. But, I was there almost 13 years. I was like 3 months shy of being there 13 years. And I was thinking to myself, I'm coming up on having been gone from there as long as I worked there. Like, that's crazy to me, It's like when I hit the time that I had been sober as long as I had used, like, that was weird too. And then when I hit, what do you call it? The age, like when I doubled my time of like being sober, that was weird too. It's like weird when, I've been sober now longer than half my life. Like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, that's absolutely crazy that I've been sober for, coming up on, 24 years and 10 months at this point. And, I'm 47 years old. Like, it's weird, And, I don't have a lot of regrets, but I do have some. Like, I'm not a person that says I don't have any regrets. Like, I do have some regrets in my life. And one of the weird regrets I have, I would say this to anybody out there that's struggling with addiction. One of the weirdest regrets I don't know if it's a weird regret, but, I got sober at 22 and a half years old, and I thought that was really young. But I look at all of the times that I was introduced to getting sober or working a 12-step program, and I really, in retrospect, wish I got sober much younger. And I know that I had to go through what I went through to get to the point where I was ready to get sober. I know that, I hadn't felt enough. I wasn't done yet. I know that I had to. This person just ran right through a flashing red light. Doesn't that mean stop? I think that means stop. But I know that I had to go my way on my journey to get where I'm at now, and I don't discredit that. But at the same time, it's like, man, I wish I had been able to get sober earlier, I think I ended up exactly where I was supposed to be. I'm a big believer that where you're at is exactly where you're supposed to be. I really, really believe that. And I think it's acceptance of being where you're at. And then when you get acceptance of that, it's like, okay, really enjoying that and being content with that. But like, I struggled with that for a long time, And I also feel like I missed out on a lot. There was like, I talk a lot about, high school and stuff like that in college, but, in high school, there were a lot of nights, that I didn't drink hard and stuff like that. And the weird thing is that I had kind of like a group of people that I drank and partied with. It was my friend of mine that I had gone to, like school with since like elementary school and all the way through. She and I and like one other girl, like we partied pretty hard together, but like not all the time. And, but really for me in high school, it was really by myself, and it was a lot at my dad's house, in my room, because my dad and my stepmom always went to bed so early. So I'd be in my room, especially on weekends. Like when I was at my dad's house on the weekends, if I didn't go and do stuff with my friends, like I would just get tanked in my room. Like I can remember watching movies and just like stealing alcohol from my dad and just being tanked. Like I can remember walking down I think back on this, it's so weird, that like literally like an adult, like my mother used to drink like this, that I'd be like watching a movie and then like I would slowly like walk down, the hallway and down the stairs, and I would go into the kitchen and I would get more alcohol. And my dad used to keep his liquor cabinet for when people came over and stuff like that, and I just would like take stuff from there all the time. Like, and in retrospect later, like when I got sober, he was like, well, I knew one time because I would drink anything that my dad didn't think that he was that, you know, I didn't think my dad would know was taken. And this one time, he had a bottle of Ouzo that somebody had brought him. And I think Ouzo is like from Greece. And it's like oh, what's the one thing that I used to like to drink? I can't remember what it's called. It tastes like licorice. The one that I liked, you put it in a glass on ice with coffee beans. I cannot remember what it is called, but I used to love it. It's expensive liqueur. I used to drink it. But this was kind of similar to that, but you could drink this more as like a regular drink, like Ouzo. A lot of the restaurants you would go to, like I remember going to the Caribbean and people would drink it down there. What is the thing that the licorice drink? Why can't I think of it? Because I probably haven't had to think about it for 20 years. But anyway, Sambuca is what it's called. But Ouzo, you like put on ice and you mix it with a little bit of water. Well, what happens when you mix it with water is it turns cloudy. Well, I didn't know that. So one time my dad was out of town or something and I was drinking it and I just was like, when I get to the bottom, I'll just replace it with water and my dad will never know because he's never gonna drink this. It's been sitting there for like 2 years and he's never gonna drink it. And I got it all the way like to like halfway, you know, bottle, halfway mark of the bottle, and I like filled it up with water and it like instantly turned like milk. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh my God, what just happened? My dad to this day still tells that story. He's like, oh, Peter didn't think we knew and stuff, whatever. And then I guess like when I got a little, there was like one time he went out of town and he marked the bottles, and when he came back, like I got confronted like crazy over this. He was like, he pulled me in, he pulled the bottles out, and he was like, have you been stealing alcohol from us? And I was like, no. And he was like, yes, you have. He was like, because I marked the bottles before I left. And he was like, did you have anybody over here? And I was like, no. He goes, you didn't have anybody over here, you didn't have a party. And I go, no. And I hadn't. I had stayed there by myself. I think my one girlfriend might have come over, like, and, you know, but not like a whole lot. And he was like, that was more upsetting. I mean, I understand it, you know, now, but like, I was worried, you know, he was worried that I had some huge party. And I think like he got it all of a sudden then, like, this is a serious problem. Like, Peter's drinking like these amounts of alcohol on his own, you know, like, and I would, and I just, you know, we didn't have cell phones and stuff like that. So it wasn't like I would get drunk and then like call up all my friends or text them or dial them or do, I mean, we didn't have that back then, you know? So, you know, I'd be at home and I get drunk and I just watch a movie on cable. I can remember I had this waterbed and I would sit, I used to hide these little, they were like seltzer bottles, and I would fill them up with alcohol, okay? And then I would hide them in the corners, and I used to call it the four corners of the earth, and then this waterbed. And I had so many bottles and stuff in there. My dad, when he had this waterbed dismantled, I had a full wave waterbed. That is so 80s. I can't even believe I had that. Do you guys remember waterbeds? I had a full wave waterbed. I mean, you literally lay on it and be like, I did not want any padding. I wanted full wave. I had full wave waterbed. Anyway, and you know, it had like the wood thing on it and stuff. And I remember so when my dad dismantled it, it was like, he found like packs of cigarettes and, you know, pill bottles and alcohol and these, like, I had totally forgotten all that stuff was in there. I just like hide it in the side and stuff. But anyway, and I actually could reach around because it was like solid to the floor, but I could reach around the front of it, like where the headboard was, and it was hollow underneath because, like, you know, it would just sink underneath there, and I would hide stuff in there. That was like my hiding space when I was in high school. They never had a clue. But anyway, I don't think I had anything under there. I don't know. But I would sit on the end of it because my bedroom looked like out over the pool and the lake. So like my bedroom went like this, and then it stretched out, and I had a desk out there that like overlooked the lake, and then it came out over here, and then I had another window on the side. So my bed looked straight out over the lake and the pool. Well, I had a TV on a little table in front of it. I still have this table. Do I have the table at our house? No, that was my mom's table. I have the table at my office, still this one table that I had in my bedroom there, and it's this really nice like wooden brass table, and I had it right in front of the end of the bed, and then I had this TV on, and I would literally sit with my back against the bed. I'm talking like 16 years old, guys. This is really sad, you know? 15 years old. I was 14 years old. I would sit there and I would watch movies like not funny haha movies, like depressing dramas and stuff. And I would open my window. Like, I remember in the dead of winter, oh, I got in so much trouble for smoking cigarettes from my dad and my stepmom. That was like a constant. But like, my bedroom was upstairs at the end of the hall. Like, I had my own kind of like area of the house, and they were on the ground floor at the other end, so they couldn't smell it. And I had this like air machine in there that would like suck out all of the smoke smells and stuff. And at one point, I also bought a smokeless ashtray. Do you guys remember those? And I would sit on the floor on the carpet, and I would smoke cigarettes, and I would make these drinks like some old person watching a movie. And I was like 14 and 15 years old. It's so sad when I look back on that, you know, that I just basically gave away my childhood. So when I, you know, to flash back to the regrets that I have and stuff like that, I kind of wish I had gone to some football games, you know? I kind of wish I had gone to some school dances. How do I know that I would have hated it if I never went, you know? I wish I had participated in school a little bit more. I honestly think, in retrospect, like, had I think maybe people wouldn't have been as hard on me. But maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. I've kind of gone through different phases with like how high school was for me, you know? It was like, there was a long time where I was just resentful and angry and bitter. And then like before I went to my like second reunion, that was when my friend went with me, and she just was like, why are you letting these people apologize to you? But by the time that I went to the second reunion, I think she's over that now. I just had a lot of forgiveness in my heart. You know, I was just kind of over it at that point. And now, I have so much appreciation for what I learned from those experiences, whether they were good or bad, you know, that, you know, I've told this story on here before, but I became friends a couple years ago, in a really kind of strange way, with one of the people that I had gone to like junior high and high school with. Oh, it's gonna stop, hold on. Anyway, I had become really good friends with this guy that I had gone to like junior high and high school with, right? Super popular, if not like the most popular guy in high school. And really nice too. Like, he was really nice in high school. He was never really mean to me or anything like that, you know? And I remember we were talking one night, and I said something to him about, we were talking about, like, I brought up being bullied. I can't even remember how I brought it up. This is so long ago. How long did I say that? I mean, it's been years since we became friends again, but anyway, he's just a really nice guy. And he always has been a really nice guy, you know? But I remember saying to him something like, you have no idea how tough my life was back then. And he wasn't somebody that, like, was mean to me. Like, he wasn't one of the people, you know, like, I wouldn't say that he went out of his way to say hi to me, but he wasn't somebody that was making my life hell. You know, he just wasn't. He was just, I said this was going to be short tonight. Now I've gone long again. Anyway, and I just got on the interstate, so I have some time to listen to my audiobook at least. But anyway, he wasn't somebody that was like, I mean, I don't remember him bullying me. I don't remember him making my life hell. I don't remember him even acting like he knew who I was, you know, in all honesty. You know, I mean, you go through, what, you know, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, what is that, 7 years of school together. You know, he may have gone to my elementary school too, but I don't think so. No, I think he went to Carmel Elementary. No, yeah. You know, but like 7 years going to school together and like somebody never even acknowledges you. I mean, like, that was the kind of stuff that people did that like hurt the most, I think, was that they acted like they just had no clue who I was, you know? And we were in a lot of classes together too. So anyway, but I don't even know how to say it this way. Okay, so, okay, I need to just leave that part of it out. I was going to say something about Misty. Do you guys watch my drama channels? Okay, well, Misty factors into this story, but it doesn't matter. So anyway, I'll just leave that part of it out. If you watch my drama channel videos, I haven't talked about Misty in a long time, but I used to make fun of it. I used to say there was this friend of mine in high school, and she's like Misty, and she used to give BJ's for $2 in the bathroom, 2 for $5. Anyway. Okay, so, true story. But anyway, she factors in this story, but it doesn't really matter. So anyway, she found her a husband, and she settled down, so she's good to go now. But anyway, he and I met, and we became friends, and we were talking one night, just like hanging out and stuff, you know? And I said, you have no idea how hard it was for me in high school. And he goes, okay. And I was like, you know, and he goes, you have no idea how hard it was for me in high school. And I go, yeah, right. And he goes, what do you mean? And I go, yeah, right. Like, sure, life was hard for you, you know? He goes, no, really, it was. And I go, okay, why? And he goes, so I had to have a certain grade point average. I mean, he graduated with, like, unbelievable grades. Played all kinds of sports. He was always, like, top in the sports stuff. He was like, I had coaches on my ass, this, that. My parents were constantly writing me all the time. I had to be perfect, you know, yada, yada, yada. I had this girlfriend that I was never good enough for. I could never do enough for. I got pulled from my friends. I mean, this is all stuff, like, I feel really bad for you. Like, people were pushing my ass into lockers. But at the same time, you know, when you look at it from somebody's perspective, not like, okay, your pain was worse than mine or whatever, like, let's equalize everybody's pain. You know, your pain is where you come from, your perspective, right? So I can't tell you that your pain feels any worse or any better than mine. I don't know. I haven't lived your life, right? So from his perspective, that does sound tough to me. You know, like, if you take away comparing it to me, like, that does sound tough to me. To wake up every day and think, I have to be perfect. I have to be perfect. I have to be perfect, you know? And, I said, when did things start getting better for you? And he had an injury in college, and he couldn't play sports. And he was like, when I got that injury in college, he goes, I thought it was the end of my life. He goes, but, like, in all reality, like, he said, it's just like, I didn't have to do this anymore. I could just be me. You know, he's a really cool guy. But anyway, I feel, you know, grateful for being his friend today. It's weird that, like, you know, when I look back on high school, it's like, I became friends with my bully. I became friends with this guy. You know, I became friends with this other guy. You know, like, 3 guys that I went to high school with that were complete pricks to me. Well, the really popular guy wasn't, but the other 2 that were complete pricks to me, that are, like, really nice guys in my life today. You know, like, one is, like, not... One of them is, like, a really big part of my life, you know? And it's like, it's just crazy, you know? And it's weird how they've come into my life. Like, so, because, you know, I have, like, YouTube, and I have the sobriety, and none of them came in that way to my life. You know, it's like, my bully and I started talking because I did this note on Facebook. That's how we started talking. And then the really popular guy, that was just really kind of random. And then the other one is because this is somebody that dates a friend of Alex's. And I'm like, this is really crazy, you know, that that's how we're connected. So, you know, it's a weird world, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just don't... Like, I'm really focused lately on how short life is, and I don't want to miss stuff by being bitter and angry and all that kind of stuff. Alex and I were talking about this on the way to my sponsor's Halloween party. What did he bring up? He brought up something to me, but it just happened. I can't remember what it was about. About somebody in my personal life. But anyway, he said something to me like, you're not upset about it or something. I can't remember what it was. And I was like, you know, I said, I don't really have, I just don't really have it in me anymore to just spend a lot of time and energy getting upset about stuff that really, in the long run, doesn't matter. And like 2 days or a week from now, I'm going to be over it anyway. You know what I mean? Like, that's one of the things I always ask myself. Like, when I'm going through something that's really bothering me, I'm like, okay, a week from now, am I going to be this upset about it, or is it going to be like nothing? And if I know it's going to be nothing, I'm like, you need to let this go. Like, you need to let this go. This is not going to be anything a week from now, you know? And if it is something that I look at and I think, okay, this is something that a week from now I'm probably going to be upset about, then I do spend some time doing some inventory, looking at my part in, how I maybe should act, not just how I've acted, but also how I should act, you know? Because that's a good way for me to inventory stuff too, is to take a look at it and say, okay, going forward, you know, and that's how my sponsor helps me out a lot too. It's like, what should I do in this situation? How should I act? Sometimes I don't have to take any action at all. Sometimes it's better for me not to take any action, you know? I'm sure a lot of you have been in that same situation before where you're like, okay, I need to do something, I need to do something, I need to do something, and then you realize, I don't need to do anything. Like, maybe the best thing is for me just to sit back and let this, you know, like, I don't need to do anything in this situation, you know, especially when it doesn't have anything to do with you, it has to do with other people. And I think that's one thing that I've really, really learned, you know? I don't need to dial up pain, and I don't need to put myself in the middle of something that has nothing to do with me. And I can also say, you know, today, like, you know, in the past, I've been friends with a lot of couples, and they'll come and they'll say, like, one of them will come to me and say, what do you think I should do? And then the other one will come to me and say, well, what do you think I should do? You know? And I'm like, you know, and I have a conversation because they're both my friends. Or one of them I have a conversation with, not even realizing that to the other one that might seem like, you know, not a very nice thing to do or whatever, even though I'm like completely open with that person. Like, yeah, I talked to, you know, so-and-so and just wanted you to I just want to let you know that, you know? And, I don't do that anymore. And what I also realize is that when somebody comes to me and they say, hey, like, really, like, I don't know what to do with this situation, you know, with my boyfriend or whatever, I reserve the right to say, you know what, I really don't want to insert myself in the middle of this. You know, I appreciate you, you know, like, asking me because you wanted, you know, to really know my insight, but I really think I should stay out of this. You know, I have the right to do that today. I can do that. You know, I don't have to be a part of everybody's stuff. And I'm almost like more peaceful when I'm not, you know? People will figure out stuff on their own sometimes, you know what I mean? That last little bit of coffee right there was so good. I don't know what it was. It just was like, so like sometimes I just really like a strong cup of like hot black coffee, you know? I mean, this is not strong, but it's tasted like, just like, you know, strong coffee. The world works in strange ways. It's so funny that, like, okay, you guys, I'm coming up on almost 3 years of vlogging every day. That is almost like 1,000 days of vlogging. Like, that is unreal, you guys. I should, like, actually count and see. Is anybody really good with that stuff? Could you tell me, like, when my 1,000th day is, if I haven't hit it already? I'd be really interested to know. But I should have gone in originally, and I should have just started it with, like, 1, 2, 3 is what I should have done. If I could go back, that's what I would do. But, I think starting in January, I'm not gonna do like day this, day that. I think I'm just gonna put like the date on the vlog. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Something about me vlogging for this long. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. You know, it's crazy. I'm coming up on 1,000, you know, days of vlogging. And I, honest to God, when I push record, I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. Like, I have, like, maybe, like, I'll start it and I'll be like, okay, I'm going to kind of give him my rundown of my day and whatever like that. But I really never have any idea, like, what I'm going to talk about, or, like, that I'm going to go off on some tangent about this or whatever, you know? Like, I never sit down and really think about it. It's not crazy. And that in almost 1,000 days, I haven't run out of anything to talk about yet. Like, that is surreal, isn't it? Tomorrow's gonna be a good day. I say that to myself every day. Today was a good day. Did you ever lay on your back in the summer or whenever and look up at the clouds and think that the clouds look like certain things? I can see the clouds. I can see some stars through the clouds. And be like, oh, that cloud looks like this, or that cloud looks like that. Back in the day when I would sail with my dad in the summer, we would do stuff like that because, well, first of all, sailing's so boring that you just, he wouldn't say that. He loved sailing, but I just thought it was so boring. We'd just sit there for hours. I'd be like, okay, what now, what now, what now? Oh, my Lord. So funny when you drive out in the country and it's just like so still and there's like nobody, you know. Well, obviously they're not up. But one of the things that's interesting is when I drive out here, and you know, like, so if the road is way down there, then the houses sit back up here, you know, because they're like way off the street. I'm trying to see if there's one, like, I mean, I'm not going to show it to you because you wouldn't see it, but anyway, like, the street is probably like 5 miles that way, right? So when you see the houses up here, the houses are like way off the road, okay? But you see them on the interstate because they're most of them farms, right? But what's interesting is that often when I'm like driving by, there'll be like a house that's, let's say, you know, like 1,000 yards or 1,000, you know, yeah, yards from like the road or whatever. And it'll be like the farmhouse set way back on the farm. And you'll see like upstairs, this like little blue light like flashing, you know, off and on. You can kind of see it like they're watching TV up there. And I always think it's so cozy, you know. I'm always like, I wonder what they're watching. You think they're watching like an Alfred Hitchcock movie? I think they're watching like Arsenic and Old Lace or something like that. I should watch that movie. I haven't watched that movie in forever, Arsenic and Old Lace. I got my first Christmas thing in the mail today to review. I was so excited about it. I was like, this is crazy that people are sending me stuff to review for Christmas. You think that's kind of crazy? Anyway, I'm going to get off here now, I think, and I'm going to listen to the rest of my audiobook, or some of it. I'm not going to listen to all of it tonight. But anyway, I may only listen to 20 minutes of it. I may listen to, we'll see, 2 hours. I doubt it. I wish I could get it done tonight, but I can't. I'm too tired. Anyway, I'm going to get off here, and, yeah. I hope you guys are having, an amazing Tuesday. I just realized I did not get a confirmation on my hair appointment. I'm like, is my hair appointment really tomorrow or is it Wednesday? I'm like, I'm gonna be so pissed if I don't know the right day and I didn't get a confirmation. That probably means that it's not. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll figure it out. Anyway, I hope you guys are having an amazing Tuesday, unless you have other plans. But like I always say, do not have other plans. Make the most of your day. Enjoy it. You're exchanging a day of your life for it. Life is fragile. Life is short. This is not a dress rehearsal. Do something today that is going to make you happy. Do something today that's going to make you proud. Chase your dreams today, even if it's one small thing in the direction of your dreams. Do just one thing in the direction of your dreams today. You know, if you want to, like, I don't know, knit or crochet, you know, a scarf or a blanket, go buy the yarn today. That's one small step in the direction, you know. And like my old sponsor used to always say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, you know. Anyway, and I know it's kind of like a gross analogy, but it always makes me think of, you know, taking one little small piece at a time and doing things. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every single day and say, I love you, you are valuable, you are important. Make sure that you believe it in your heart. And do your daily affirmations and your gratitude every day. I always do affirmations of saying today is going to be a great day. Opportunities are going to come my way today. Today is going to be a good day. I'm going to have laughter, and I'm going to, you know, enjoy being around my friends and family and say things like that so that I believe it. Most importantly, make sure that you pass it on to somebody else and let them know how much they mean to you and how much you care about them, and how much they change your life just by being in it. We need to, each of us, let somebody know that on a daily basis. And I love you guys, and I appreciate you being in my lives and watching my videos. And I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya!